So I have 7 parents and people are asking questions. They want to know how. They want to know why. And I am here to answer all of your questions and explain how I ended up with not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, but 7 parents. Let's go back to the 90s where it all began, and my mom is walking in her clown costume. She's got her little clown suitcase, as one would, and it bursts open and all her clown stuff spills out. We got scars and thumbs and wands and whatever might be in a clown suitcase, and it is rolling down a hill. And who sees but my father? And he helps her carry all her clown stuff and put it away. For some reason in that moment he was like, this woman, I'm gonna make her my wife. And he did. They got married, and shortly after that they decided to have me, and shortly after that they decided to get a divorce. So sadly they got a divorce. Actually not sadly, because the thought of them together actually grosses me out. It just is like, ugh. Here comes the next part of the story. My mom, she's at a concert and she sees this cute guy. It's like a small venue. She's at the bar, you know, trying to talk to him, and she spills water all over him. So we can learn 2 things from this. 1, my mom is pretty clumsy. And 2, if you're looking for a husband, try being clumsy. They end up getting married, and I have a stepdad. My stepdad is a wonderful guy. He's the only person in my family that plays an instrument, so I got to grow up with him like playing piano, and we'd write songs together, and it was really special, and I feel really grateful. And over here on my dad's side, he's at like a company bowling thing. I don't know, don't ask me. And he meets a woman who then becomes my stepmom, and she is so wonderful, made all my holidays special. Really cool thing about my family, because at this point there's 4 parents, is they really instilled to me to treat my step-parents as if they were my true biological parents. And everybody embraced the step-parents, and I know it wasn't always easy for them to do so, but I'm really grateful for that, because I just have such a good relationship with my step-parents, and I love them so much, and they treated me like I was truly their child. Somewhere along the process, I think I'm like 9 years old, something like that, my stepmom has a baby, and then she has another baby, so I get 2 siblings who are now 17 and 15 years old. My dad and stepmom's relationship starts not going very well, and they get a divorce. And it's kind of a messy divorce, if I'm honest. They were definitely not a match made for each other. I had a really close relationship with my stepmom, and I didn't want to lose it, so I decided to live in 3 houses, which is kind of crazy. My dad was like not too happy about it at first, understandably. I mean, you have to give up so much time with your child. That's got to be really upsetting. But I didn't want to lose my relationship with her. She was a mom to me, and she meant a lot to me. So I made that effort to go to all 3 places. Then she meets somebody. His name is Dan. The reason I'm telling you his name is because, as kind of a joke, I call him my step Dan. Because really, what are you supposed to tell, or what are you supposed to call your ex-stepmom's new husband? We have the deepest conversations, and at this point we're at what? We got Dan, we got stepmom, we got dad, we got mom, we got stepdad, so we're at 5 parents. And that is when I remember. I don't like this part of the story, but sadly, my mom and my stepdad decide to get a divorce. And this was really hard on me, because they were my stability. I mean, I'm already living at 3 houses, and it was really upsetting, to be honest. I'm 15 years old, and this is right around the time I'm in a really bad relationship, and I start to develop a chronic illness. And then I decide I'm living at 4 houses, which is just absolutely not healthy for anyone ever. It didn't last long, unfortunately. I had to kind of figure out other times and ways. I couldn't consistently live at 4 houses, but I tried to make it work. Somewhere along that time, that is when my stepdad, or now my ex-stepdad, he meets a woman, and we can call her D, and they now have a baby together, and she's the sweetest little girl. She loves Frozen. She's 4 years old. We call each other like sisters or sisterish things or stepsisters. I don't know. We don't really know what to call that relationship, but it is family. So I always go see them and spend time with them when I go visit home. Dee like welcomed me into their family, and she would like take me shopping for school dances and stuff, and I just think that's so cool of her to do. So now how many parents are we at? We have my dad, my mom, my ex-stepmom, my stepdad. We've got my stepdad and his wife, so we're at 6 parents. So one more comes in the mix. My dad, and I might have done this a little out of order, I tried my best, but my dad meets a woman, and I love her so much. She is so wonderful, usually just to make sense of things, because I'm so used to calling my stepmom. So I usually call her my dad's wife. We're also a little bit closer in age, which, funny thing about this, okay, in the beginning, I was not super gung-ho about this because of the age thing, and maybe because I had so many parents. But I want to share this because her and I get along so well now. I call her all the time. She always helps me with stuff. She's like the nicest person ever. And I just want to remind you that if you have a family relationship or something like that that starts off rocky, or maybe there's like an age gap situation around you, try not to judge. Come at it with an open heart. Love other people's love. And you might create a really beautiful relationship with that person. So yeah, that's it. They had a baby. They had a baby a year ago. I have a new little sister who's a year old. My mom is still single, so any guys out there, she's gorgeous and wonderful, and this is my family. All 7 of them. I love them. Every time I go visit home, I go to all their houses. Every time I celebrate Christmas, I celebrate with all of them. No, it's not your traditional family, but it's my family.
Okay, so I dated a single dad for the first time a few months ago. And this is why I will never do it again. So first of all, I am always going to side with the woman. I just am. If she's the mother of your children, she gets a pass on most things because she's probably more stressed out than you could ever think that you could be. Women and mothers carry more of an emotional and physical and any kind of burden that you could possibly imagine. And dads just don't get it. Okay. So off the rip, I'm already like kind of judging you, which is kind of fucked up, but it just is true. And I discovered this about myself. I didn't know this going into it. I was like trying something new, dating a guy with kids, because I'm 30, I'm single, and everyone's like, you have to open your horizons up to guys with kids and divorced guys. And I'm like, okay, fine. Like, okay. Like everybody wants to tell me how to date and be single in my 30s. Meanwhile, you never fucking have been single in your 30s, but no problem. I'll go ahead and I'll try to date a single dad. But here's the problem. I am a child of divorce. My mom raised 4 children by herself. I think my mom is the most incredible person on earth. I don't think anybody could have done what she did except other women. And I just think of women, and I think of single moms as like the highest form of like a superhero. Like if I could think of anyone, like anytime I'm struggling, anytime I'm like, life is hard, I'm like, well, you know what? My mom got a divorce, lost her dad, went through 9/11, had a baby. These are all out of order, but this was all within like a 2-year span. Actually, had a baby, 9/11 happened, got a divorce, and then I think her dad died. That's kind of the order of operations there. And then she picked herself up every single day, raised us. We had dinner at 5:30 every night. My mom home cooked dinner almost every single night. She went back to school because my mom was a stay-at-home mom, got her master's, and became a teacher. And then got us, because we needed healthcare. So my mom sacrificed everything. Like, I don't know if teaching was like her dream, but it was something that she could do with the degree that she had. She could go back, get her master's, and become a teacher, and we could have healthcare, and we could have a stable financial situation. So in my mind, my mom's the coolest person on earth. Like, I Anytime my life is hard, I'm like, it could be so much harder. I could have 4 children and have zero help. Zero help. I love my dad, but my mom did it by herself. My mom is a superhero. Back to married guy. Not married guy. He was not married. He was divorced. Guy with 2 kids. I say married guy because he was married more times than I ever admitted to any of my friends when I was dating him. He was married a lot of times, which was crazy. I don't know what's wrong with me. But that's why I call him married guy. He wasn't married. I would never. I would actually rather jump out of a building than date a married person. Anyway, so I just was judging everything that he did. Like, I'm like waiting for him to like misstep or like go against his ex-wife's wishes with his children. Cause I'm just like, she's the boss. Like, I'm sorry, but she's the boss. Like, she's usually right. That's just how I think. I'm a hairdresser, right? So towards like the end of us dating, we dated for 6 weeks. It wasn't anything crazy. 6 weeks. It moved really quickly. I've learned from this to not move so fast, but we dated for 6 weeks, and I'm being a little generous. It was kind of like 5.5. And like, I wasn't ready to meet his kids, and I was very clear about that. And like towards the end, I was like, all right, like I'm open to meeting your kids, but not yet. Like, it's still not time, but like with all like the things that we had planned, like it seemed like the timeline was going to be something I was comfortable with. So we were talking about possibly like meeting his kids, whatever. One of his kids ended up finding out about me because like my name popped up on his phone. I don't know. And I early on had this conversation. I was like, your kid's experience in this is my number one priority. You got to run everything by me. Like, I have to make sure I'm comfortable, and you have to make sure they're comfortable. Like, I don't want to overstep. I don't want to come in too soon. Like, I have to make sure I'm locked in before I like meet them, like whatever. I'm a hairdresser, and when one of his kids found out about me, he like told them about me, whatever, like he elaborated, and he was like, he told them that I was going to cut their hair. And he said it in like a way that he was like promising something fun. Like, yeah, when you meet her, like she's going to cut your hair. I never said I was going to cut their hair, because if I was a mom, no, let me not even put myself in her shoes. If I was me and my dad growing up was dating a hairdresser, and my dad didn't get permission from my mom, didn't let me in on that, and had a random new woman that you're dating cut my hair, first of all, I would have had raging anxiety, because like my loyalty to my mom was like top tier. Like, one time I thought I was meeting my dad's girlfriend, and I like ran away. Like, I ran out the back door of his house and I ran home. I was like, Mom, Dad's trying to make me meet his girlfriend. Like, I was so loyal to my mom. I did not want to betray her. So I'm just thinking about like being in their shoes. Like, not only that, but being in her shoes. Can you imagine if her kids came home with new haircuts from his new girlfriend? Like, it's so like not thoughtful. And I had this conversation with him, like when I was like breaking up with him, I was just like, I just think that's weird. Like, I think that's bizarre. Like, I don't know why you would promise your kids something like that without asking me. Like, that is insane. You tell kids anything and they're running with it. Like, you can't like say something in passing. Like, young kids, like they take everything so seriously. And I have to say, the way he promised it to them, me and my friends still make fun of it because it's actually like so fucking insane. But he told them that I was going to give them princess haircuts. If anyone's ever met me, the princess haircuts would never come out of my mouth. If I have 4 daughters one day, I would never say to them, let's go get princess haircuts. I would never. Like, that's not me. So like for him to say, it was just like so bizarre. I was like, princess, where the fuck did you get that from? And like, it was just bizarre. But I'm just like, this is what I've discovered dating this guy, and like dating in my 30s, I'm learning a lot about myself and like what I want. And I kind of like make a decision pretty quickly. Cause like, if it's a red flag, or if it's like something that's like really goes against my morals, or like I know long-term I don't want to deal with, like I pretty much just like cut it off right away. But with this guy, like I've learned that like I fully judge people's parenting. Not people's parenting. Single dad's parenting when the mom's not there. I really do. I can't help it. It's probably because I'm a child of divorce and my mom raised me. Because I've discovered this about myself, I will not like do that, like subject someone else to like my judgment, because I really like, I can't do it. Like I can't. And it was such an interesting 6 weeks or 5.5, whatever. I was just so blown away by like the lack of awareness, and like it just showed me like how much people really don't listen. And like you really can't, I don't know if I'm just like I was paying more attention or what, but like I really was like, oh, I know exactly why you got divorced. Like I don't know. I'm too judgmental.
Max Joseph, you fucked with the wrong bitch. Story time. So about a week ago, I matched with this guy called Max Joseph. Here is his picture. And from the start, he was very persistent about us meeting up, okay? And a key thing to remember here is he liked my Hinge profile. Now, I'm just going to quickly show you what's on my Hinge profile for full transparency, okay? So he liked my profile, and the first thing he sent to me was a voice note, and he said, I'm loving the pictures. We should arrange to meet up this week or next, okay? So he's quite persistent about wanting to meet up, and he's the one that's liked my profile, okay? On my profile, it shows my full body. I have 3 full body pictures and 3 selfies. This is also important to the story, okay? So now Max has asked me for my phone number, and I gave him my phone number. And you can see, again, he wants to meet up. And he even called me a few times prior to us meeting up, okay? Now, here's where the story gets a little bit weird. He did ask me for my Instagram, okay? And I sent him my Instagram because, again, I don't catfish people. I'm not in the business of catfishing. I send him my Instagram, and he goes through my whole Instagram profile, yeah? I only have 1 post, but I do have highlights that I've kept up, and they are from a few years ago. So in those highlights, admittedly, I have a much slimmer frame. But these are not the pictures that are on my Hinge profile, so they're not even relevant, okay? They're not what I used to, quote-unquote, advertise myself, if that makes sense. So he takes a screenshot of a picture of me, and he says, you look so different here. I'm confused. What do you actually look like now? So I told him, the 1 post on my Instagram that I have on my grid, that is me in present day. He said, okay, cool. And I even said to him, you can see my body. Yeah. So bear that in mind. So now it rolls around to Sunday, which is today, the day I'm filming this, the day that this has happened. And we agree we're going to meet up at 2 p.m. Okay, 2 p.m. Keep that in mind. 2 p.m. rolls around. I'm still not ready. So I asked him, can we push it back to 3 p.m.? And we plan to meet in Pineapple Station, yeah? So I was going to meet him in Pineapple Station, and he was going to pick me up from Pineapple Station, and then from there we were going to decide what we were going to do. So I get to Pineapple Station at 3 p.m. and I meet him, and I get in his car, and we're having like small talk, and we're just talking about how I got here and whatnot, and everything seems quite normal. So now we are en route to a local pub, and he says to me, oh, why don't we actually go to a local pub in Strawberryland where you live? Because I live in Strawberryland, yeah? And I said to him, no, I don't want to go to Strawberryland, because me personally, if I'm going to go on a date, I prefer to just not be in my area so there's people can't see me, if that makes sense, yeah? So he was like, oh, okay, cool, we won't go to Strawberryland. So then he gets a call from a girl called Melanie Joseph, who I'm going to assume is his sister, because who saves their mum's number as first name and surname? That just seems odd to me. So he gets a call from her, and she's like, oh, Dad's taking a turn for the worst. We need to go to the hospital right now. Like, whatever you're doing, you just need to come now. And he's like, oh, what happened? What happened? And she's like, oh, I'll tell you when you get here. Convenient, right? So after the phone, call ends, I say to him, you know, family first is fine, I can leave and we can do this another time, it's fine. And then he's acting like he cares about how long the journey is going to be for me. And he's like, oh, should I drop you here or drop you there? I'm like, no, it's fine. Just drop me at Kiwi Station and I'll make my way back to Strawberryland. So now my phone was on like 2-3% at this point. So I wasn't checking my socials when I was on my way home, right? I got the bus back to Strawberryland. So I wasn't checking my socials and I didn't text him on WhatsApp straight away to find out like, to let him know like how my journey is going, right? So I go all the way home. It takes me 1 hour to get home, to get to Strawberryland. And then when I get home, I decide I'm going to go to the gym. So I get ready to go to the gym, charge my phone a bit. And then when I'm making my way to the gym, I send him a text and I say, oh, I got home safe. Because I tend to do that if I see a guy. I'll say, okay, I got home safe when I'm home safe. And it doesn't go through. But first I was thinking, okay, it could just be my signal or his signal that's making it not go through. But then it clocked to me. I lost a follower because I did check Instagram like a few times when I was en route home to Strawberryland. I saw that I lost a follower. So I went to his page, which is, as you can see, it's this. And it says user not found, right? So I got blocked, right? And I was like, wow. So I called him, and I think I'm blocked there too, but I called him and I just said, you know, you're a coward. I did not catfish you because you saw my images on Hinge, on Instagram, and I even sent additional photos of what I look like. So guys, tell me what you think of this story. This is so crazy. Like, this is like the first time I've had a negative experience on Hinge. And you know what? I'm a grown up. I'm 28 years old. If somebody is not attracted to me, I'm not going to go and die. Like, it doesn't affect me. I literally know I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea. So if he didn't like, he had multiple opportunities to express, hey, I'm not attracted to you. I thought I was initially, but actually I'm not. He had multiple times to make that decision and not waste my time and have me travel all the way to Pineapple Station just to be sent back home.
Story time on why we had to get my house blessed and saged because there were paranormal activities going on. Okay, I'm just gonna tell like a few incidences that happened. Let me know if you guys want more because there's like a bunch, but I'll try to like tell the most like interesting ones. By the way, these experiences have happened to everyone in the house, so I won't be just telling like my stories, I'll be telling like other people's in the house's stories. So this actually happened, I want to say, about a year ago. My sister's fiance was here because she lived at the house with him, and his name is David. Okay, the rest of us were out of town. I think we were at a volleyball tournament, but the rest of us were out of town. My sister was with us. No one was home except for David. At about 1 o'clock in the morning, my sister's getting spam calls from David, and so it like wakes everyone up, and she answers the phone, and she's like, what's going on? And David goes, I can hear your mom calling me to come upstairs. I'm in the basement. I can hear her on top of the stairs telling me to come up. And in the background of this phone call, the dogs are going crazy, blah, blah, blah. Keep in mind, my mom is with us. We're out of state. She's not home. She is with us. But David's like, it's her voice. She's telling me to come upstairs. If you don't know what this is called, it's a mimic. You don't ever want to follow mimics because they're dangerous. So we tell David to stay in the bedroom. You can't go upstairs. Like, you can't do anything. Just stay until it calms down. So there's that. There's not much to the rest of that story. He stayed downstairs, blah, blah, blah. That same weekend we were out of town. I think this was the next night. He told us that he heard like a whole conversation going on upstairs and people walking upstairs. Keep in mind, he's home alone. That that wasn't a real person. I've also had the same experience, but I wasn't home alone. I was just like in my bedroom, and my dad was like out of town, but he was coming home that day, and I had just woken up from a nap. Hadn't even checked my phone yet, but I heard my dad like calling for me, and having a conversation with my sister. So I go outside my room, and I'm like, Dad, like, are you home? Like, I can't wait to see you. And I was just like calling for him, because like I didn't hear him anymore. So I checked Life 360, because I was like, what the heck, where is he? Because I can't find him. He's still 2 hours away, and my sister isn't even home, so it's not possible that I heard those two having a conversation. Yeah. Another thing that happened to me, this was like, I want to say like 10 years ago. I was down in the basement. There's a wall, and then there's a door right here that leads into the laundry room. And this door was open. We had like all the lights off in the basement, and we were watching a movie. This was me and my older sister. We were watching a movie, chilling out. She ended up falling asleep like halfway through the movie. And I'm watching the movie, and in my peripheral vision, I see a very tall man standing in the doorway of my laundry room. I look over, gone. And I look back at the TV, because I'm like, oh, I just like saw something that wasn't there. Look back at the TV, in my peripheral vision, he's very clearly still standing there. So I look over again, gone. Look at the TV, there. This is what is called shadow people. They aren't known to be like dangerous or anything. They were kind of just there. You see them in your peripheral vision. The same thing happened at night. I was sleeping in my bed. I was facing the wall. I opened my eyes for some reason, standing right over me. And so I whipped my head around, gone. But still in my peripheral vision, standing right over me. I froze. I don't know what to do in this situation. So I just froze, put my head over my blanket, went back to sleep. Yeah. Scary. I don't even like thinking about it. This happened to my older sister, so I'm telling it from her perspective. She was home with her friend. Her friend says this whole story is true. It's not like she's just like making it up. Her friend like accounts for it too. They were moving something. They were just sitting in her room upstairs, and all of a sudden the drum set from downstairs starts playing. Nobody's home, but it's playing, like actually playing. It's not like something fell on it and it just like started playing. Like it started playing. And drum sets are something that just like start playing on their own. Like you need to actually hit them. So something was hitting them, and it wasn't just like one hit, it was several. And then the whole temperature in the house dropped, and it was like freezing. And then like doors started slamming. And so she ran out of the house, which was her friend. And then they called her friend's mom and had the whole house saged. So this was like years ago. We had the house blessed previously, but I don't know what that was, but that's scary. And I'm still terrified of this house.
Am I in the wrong for going to work after being told I needed to babysit, which meant my dad's wife had to cancel her appointment and be with my half-siblings? This happened Saturday. I, 17 male, was scheduled to work. On Thursday, Heather, dad's wife, told me that I needed to call out Saturday because she had a doctor's appointment and someone had to babysit my half-siblings, 3 of them 3 and under. I told her I wasn't calling out and she needed to find someone else. My dad works Saturdays, and he told me his job was way more important than mine, and I didn't need to be so locked in on work and school that I ignore my family, so I should call out of work and enjoy the day of being a big brother. I told him I wasn't doing that, and I'm going to work whether they like it or not. My dad left the house way early Saturday morning, and then Heather told me her appointment was for 9, and she was leaving at 8, so I would watch the kids. Instead, I skipped breakfast and left for work early and ate breakfast somewhere else. Heather was getting ready when I left. She tried calling me, but I kept walking. I got 10 calls from Heather before those stopped, and then around lunch I got 5 calls and 4 texts from my dad saying I was supposed to babysit, and did I realize that I cost Heather her appointment? I ignored his calls and texts. I got home at 3, and Heather was yelling and cussing me out, saying I knew she had an appointment. My only response was that she knew I wasn't calling out of work. She tried to take my phone, but I refused to hand it over. Dad got home around 7, and he was pissed too. He lectured me on leaving Heather without someone to babysit and not taking the time to be there for my half-siblings. He told me I might not want to be with them, but as a member of the family and a member of the household, I owe it to everyone to contribute and to make time to help out. He said my half-siblings didn't deserve to be walked out on like that, and Heather didn't deserve to miss a doctor's appointment because I'm spiteful that he remarried and they want us to be a real family. He told me I need to start working on family relationships before I have none left. Then yesterday morning, they expected me to apologize or to act remorseful, but I'm not. I have zero regrets, and I went to work as normal yesterday. The reason I focus so hard on work and school is I do not want to live with them a second longer than I have to. I'm saving to get out and go no contact, and I work every chance I get. My dad's aware of what I'm up to, but I don't think he really believes that I'm serious, but I am. So, was I in the wrong?